Welcome to the Wisdom Well podcast. My name is Larry.
My name is LJ, and we are back for season 2.
Yes, we
Woo!
are. We're so
Yes,
excited
sir.
about it. We are so glad. We took a little bit of time off for the summer. We had some projects, some tours to really
No
handle.
drama. Y'all
We're
bugging
still
the hell out of us.
friends.
Where Larry at? Y'all friends?
I know. These Hollywood people are insane.
Oh, man.
It's always
they
a
was
drama.
mad at us, man. They were mad at us. Mad at
no,
us.
but we've never felt so loved
Oh,
and
man.
hated at the same time.
I know.
No, but we just really are just grateful that you guys even remember us and even
Yeah.
and even tune in. And we hope that like the break gave you an opportunity to really catch up on some of the episodes. And also too, we've been really thinking through how we should approach this really amazing gift that we have, which is you. So
yeah, we want to
thank you.
We want to help people. We want to do our best. We want to put our best
Absolutely.
product on the field, and so we are trying to build this thing, organically and, do some things that, that you guys want us to do and talk about some topics that you guys want. So
Absolutely.
we have been pretty busy this summer, but we're back with some more topics. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited to jump in, bro. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Way too long. Way too long. So with respect to everything that's happening in our world right now, I think that one of the things that we walk very tentatively in the sense of we want to make sure and be honoring. We want to talk a little bit about voting. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we want to talk about.
It is the season. It's the voting season. There are a lot of different viewpoints on voting.
So many.
And who to vote for and what to vote for. And we actually didn't want to come from that angle. We didn't want to say who to vote for or what to vote for.
Yeah.
But there is a temperature that's happening. There's a change that's happening when it comes to our democracy in this
our
season.
politics.
Yeah, in our politics, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about that. Like, even if you are voting for whoever you are voting for, Larry and I was talking about this the other day. Like, when did we lose our respect for our humanity?
Yeah.
Like, when did we actually lose that because I'm voting for this person or I don't, I'm not voting for this person. If you're voting for this person, despite who you feel is the right candidate for the job, where it's getting to now is a bit rude and disrespectful.
Exactly.
And then when you minimize a particular culture or group of people, it's our obligation to talk about that. And that's not working in love. That's not working as an American. It's working against what the fabric actually should be. Yeah.
And so all of our, our ancestors, they fought and their vision and their hopes were that we would all have an opportunity to vote. So I think that the number one thing that we want to make sure that we make clear is that we want you to go and vote.
Yeah. Yep.
If you are an American citizen, it is your right to vote.
And if you are an African American, it is absolutely your right to go vote. Please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we want you to go out there and vote. And as far as for, we want you to listen to the things that you feel led to listen to make the decision. That when you get into that ballot space and you turn in your ballot and you mark who you want to be your representatives, that you feel comfortable doing that. And then also along the way, that you give people their dignity and their respect and their honor to be able to do the same.
Yeah.
Even if they don't choose the same person as you. And I think that what we learned even through the pandemic, we learned, and what we're learning is that there are a lot of forces that are made to divide us. And there are a lot of opinions that are made to divide us. And I have over the pandemic, I had the privilege to move into a new space and a new home with my wife and I, and we had two individuals who stayed in the house next to us, and they had different political opinions than we did, and I remember as we walked into that house, sort of like being a little nervous, about it. And when I tell you that that family became some of our greatest, friends.
Wow.
Because
isn't that something?
I know. And
isn't that something?
And, and it's crazy.
And you don't hear that, by the way. Like, you don't hear what you just said.
Because you can have a conversation with people, and I think that's the thing that maybe we're not doing as well.
Yeah.
We're not talking to one another, and we are bypassing our humanity. And we're bypassing the fact that we're Americans, and having pride in that, having pride in, like I said, mostly humanity, because there's a way to do things, and there's a way not to do things.
Yeah.
And I, like I said, coming from the trauma of the pandemic, where there was so much division, and so much hatred, and some of it was stemmed because of race, and a lot of breaking down, I actually I don't want to go back there.
No,
I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, that is not.
We have much work to do. Obviously,
that's not the vibe.
I don't want to go backwards.
That's not the vibe. There's a lot of work to do in going back to a time where, speaking as an African American Black man, that my culture wasn't respected, that we didn't have certain rights, and we didn't have the freedoms as others, to come so far and still working to get further and to get things that is in some ways very much owed to us. The last thing I would want is to be downgraded to nothing after all the work that that has been done, and the right that my parents, grandparents, great grandparents fought, the rights that they fought for, so that my little black self, as my mom would say, your little black self can go out there and vote. It's my duty, it's my obligation to go vote. And we're bringing this topic up because it's important. It's important that you use your right. And also, I don't have to hate you if you don't vote for the person that I want you to vote for. There's a person that I want you to vote for, by the way. I'm not gonna say who that is. AJ said say it. I'm not gonna say who that is. But I want you to vote. I want you to vote for the person that you feel that in your heart gives us the turn that we need in this country.
Because you have the right to vote for the America that you see. Because that's because okay. You're in America. You can have a vision of what you feel.
And you know what, Larry? In this topic, we talked about it, and I thought about this. There's an America that they keep selling us. There's an America that they keep selling us that they actually want. That we're actually not really pouring into, like the land of the free. Those are some heavy words to say. Like you get to come to this country and be free.
Yeah, bro.
Those are heavy words to say, but shouldn't everyone feel free, and shouldn't everyone feel seen? And if that's the America that they say they want, we should be living in that, thoroughly, and we're just not in some ways. I can only speak to my experience, because here on the Wisdom Well podcast we use I statements. I don't always feel seen. I don't always feel like I'm heard as a black man, in this country.
Wow.
So I want to have that page turned, that we all are being seen, that no one's feeling shorter or invisible. Like we're all seen, and that everyone feels. And I know that you and I are on this world changer plane. Like we want to do things that may not even sound common. Like, because we talk about love a lot, and we talk about wanting to be loved and giving love, and having hope that love can really change the views of people and the views of our country. But I want to be seen as a black man. I want to be seen as a black man and not intimidated or not in fear of my life as a black man. And I sure don't want to feel that when I feel like I'm voting for a particular candidate.
Absolutely.
Like that's not what that's meant to do. And that's just me speaking in I statements. Like that's how I feel.
I think that the political landscape has gotten pretty toxic, and I feel like it's up to us as Americans to say what we are and what we're not going to stand for with that. The level of political violence that has happened has been bananas.
It's crazy,
it's
bro.
insane. Like multiple attempts on presidential candidates' lives.
That's wild. That's wild. Man.
Like, and I think the thing about it is like, how do you get to a space where you feel low enough to where that if I don't, kill this person, then America's not, you know what I'm saying? Then there's going to be an end to something,
Right.
Much hopelessness.
I have to storm this building.
Yeah. In order for there to be for something to live. Then on the other end, we've seen where there's been, just a disrespect and a dishonor for people and women and that's just really it's really not great.
Nah, it's not cool. It's not cool.
And so it's just this particular scene has just been really interesting. It feels like a step lower, and I think that it's just going to take all of us to take a stand and in our conversations and just not allow the type of sort of division that I feel like there are some parties that may want. I mean, parties meaning like individuals, not necessarily a political party, but there are certain probably people that could really benefit from that type of division, within our country. And I don't think we need that. And I remember even talking to my neighbor, and it was like the thing about it is like if an enemy comes into our neighborhood, I don't care what political affiliation you are.
Right.
I just you've been my neighbor for this long. I want to make sure you and your family are safe.
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask any questions about that. I want to make sure it's other than are you okay?
Right.
What can I do to help? Because we need to have a sort of united front to really protect our homes. And I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you had a flag out,
right? Yeah,
or there was a sign out in front of your door that read something, or it was a scripture, or like I didn't like that. And,
before I save you, who did you vote for? Can you imagine? It's like, who did you vote for?
Exactly.
But
that's what some individuals would like for us to be.
That's what,
and I feel like that's not American. We need to be unified.
Yeah. And
I think, obviously, and again, this is just my frame of reference because it's just how I've been raised. But, if a house divided is not going to stand.
No, never does.
A house divided is not going to stand.
Never does.
And let me tell you, just for this country, it is not perfect. But I think that together, our greatest things have been done in unity.
Yeah, you said something earlier. Is being a world changer.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, and this country knows what it's like to be world changers.
Wow. Wow.
And I think that we've got to make sure that we get back to protecting that and get back to doing that. And I think it's not going to happen if you and I are not on the same page. We don't have to agree. But there can be a total loss of honor and care for each other, because that's the greatest part of America is like it's the care, the capacity for care, and the foundations that this country was built on.
Because once the voting is over, I'm still an American.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like once the voting is over, I still have to live in this country. And we still have to work together. And we still have to maneuver together. And I may not like who's in that position, but I am also still an American, and I got to be better in this country and do better for this country and help others do better in this country.
Absolutely.
And I feel like, man, we have this platform, we're growing this platform, and we just felt like it was our due diligence, man, to talk about it's the season, it's the time, you know what I mean? And this is a bold segment for us, you know what I mean? Because we don't want to ruffle no feathers and, and say you go vote for this person, you know what I mean? We don't want to, we ain't trying to do that. However,
vote your values.
Yeah. Like
vote
you said.
Vote your
values,
conscience.
bro.
Vote your values and vote your conscience.
And also, what does your spirit say? What is it saying deep down? Maybe someone's hearing this podcast and saying, that resonates with me, right? Like what that person is saying, like that resonates with me.
Yeah, because far too many people gave their lives for you to have an opportunity to vote. You should do that.
And I was just checking out a stat. I mean, as we sit here now, there was a stat that said like a lot of men aren't voting, or just not voting at all. And I think that's disheartening. You know what I mean?
It is.
I mean, us as men, you know, and I can only speak for myself. It's a privilege to vote in this country.
Yeah.
It's a real privilege to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And like we've been saying, so many people have gone through so much so that we have that right.
Absolutely.
And you know, to all of the men who may be listening to this, go vote. It's important.
Yeah.
It's your duty. It's your right. I mean, you have that privilege. Like there's other countries who can't even do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have these topics and debates about who to vote for and whatever, you know. But it's your absolute right to go vote, and it's important.
And then men of color, please really, really like think through your reasonings for voting.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
And
do your research
and
too.
You are valuable.
Yes.
That's all I want to speak to that. You are valuable.
Yeah, man.
Your voice is valuable, and I think that's. There have been many sort of things that probably have happened in the lives of men of color to make them feel opposite of that.
Yes.
And so I want to just say, and we want to state, you know,
yes,
emphatically, your vote and your voice
yes.
are important.
Very much so.
They've never been more important. So like
Yes.
right now, like
Please.
let's say, like just do it.
Yes. Yes.
And there are tons of, obviously with YouTube and resources that could really, really help you make the decision that's best for your life.
Yep.
And so we want to encourage you to reach out and get those resources so that you can take advantage of your right. So,
or not encourage you. Just go vote. He can be encouraging. I'm not encouraging. I'm saying go vote, please. Please go vote.
You're the mean uncle.
Right. I'm the mean uncle. Boy, you better get out there and vote.
Exactly.
No, yeah,
So,
no. Yeah,
it
it was a topic that we wanted to dive into.
Yeah.
That we felt it was our obligation with our
Absolutely.
platform and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
We're not going to sit here and tell you who to vote for. Please use your discernment and your spirit to say, you know what, this is what resonates with me. And if I'm thinking about being patriotic or American, this is what I want my America to look like.
Yeah.
And it looks like us as brothers, us as sisters, us not as black or white or Mexican or Latino, whatever. Like we are brothers and sisters in this country, working together to make a better country.
Absolutely.
And we can hang our hat on that.
Yeah.
We can hang our hat on that.
We can. Go vote.
Please go vote.
And God bless you.
Yep. We're the Wisdom Well Podcast. I'm LJ.
I'm Larry.
Go vote. We love you. Be blessed. See you soon.